I'd like to introduce you Chief Hovers. He's the fire chief of the South Snohomish County, and here with Mabel in here. So Chief, can you just in general, what the fire service, a lot of audience, they never really get insight of the, in general, not particular South County Fire. Just
Sure.
describe this fire service in here.
Yeah, definitely. When anyone calls 911 for help, they generally see the fire department, but we're a lot more than the fire department. We respond to all types of emergencies. About 85% of what we respond to are medical or emergency medical service, EMS emergencies, or paramedic. We do all of that at South County Fire. And we also respond to motor vehicle collisions, any type of emergency that would happen in the home. When a storm would be really bad and the wind's starting to pick up right now and the wires go into a tree, we respond to that as well. So anytime you need help and dial 911, you're going to get the fire department.
哇，真係好喎，可以幫到我哋手做咁多樣嘢嚇。
係啊，好。Fire chief, also now, we're always thinking you guys climb up to a tree to save a cat. Do we still do that or not really?
We don't do that. I can say in my 26 years I did that twice, but we don't do that anymore. We have a big ladder truck, and one time a cat was under I-5 and one time down a chimney. I've done that, but we don't do that anymore. But we will try to help get the right resources in place like animal control when that stuff happens.
So I also know that like drowning, lake, we have Edmonds, which is a shoreline. We do, can you explain a little bit on that too?
Yeah, the water safety is incredibly important, especially for children. And right now, as children are starting to get out of schools and people are going to our local lakes and beaches, need to make sure that they stay out of the water and also have on life jackets for anything that they're going to see out in the water to keep them safe. We also educate people about that through our public education and community outreach to let them know there's a lot of lakes in South County Fire, and as Commissioner Chan mentioned, we protect the shoreline of the Puget Sound from shoreline all the way up to Everett with a marine unit that we have at the Port of Edmonds.
所以佢講咧就啲，尤其是細路哥咧玩水要小心，唔好浸親。我哋消防員咧都會去救你哋嘅。仲有咧就係 how about the chemicals and all the hassle? We have a special unit for that, right?
We do. There's a lot of chemicals and products that move on the train line that runs through Puget Sound. Right out behind us is Interstate 5. Behind us is State Route 99. All of those big trucks that carry a lot of chemicals, we'll respond to those emergencies as well. If there's a traffic accident, they're involved, or if there's a leak at a fixed facility, like a manufacturing plant, we have a specialized hazardous materials team with specialized training and equipment that will respond to those emergencies as well.
所以
哇，真係做好多樣嘢喎，
係啊
樣樣都係呢個 fire department 去控制嘅喎。
係啊，尤其是好多啲化物學件咧嗰啲嘢咧好危險嘅，所以佢哋全部有特別嘅制服裝備啊咁樣去呢個咩啊？
Well, I'm proud to say South County Fire, in my humble opinion, is a very progressive fire agency. One of the things that we do different than a lot of fire departments is also respond to non-emergency calls or follow-ups with our Community Resource Paramedic Program. That's in a partnership with our Health Commission locally, and we will visit people back in their homes if they're having repeated calls or falls, 911, and we now offer that 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. That's one thing that makes us unique, and also just we're growing so much here and our RFA is expanding. It's important that we try new things and be innovative.
What's a major challenge to me, like the light rail coming in 2024?
Yeah, no, Sound Transit 2's extension to the heart of Linwood, right in the middle of our RFA, and it eventually going all the way up into Everett. Our RFA is growing, the population's growing, everything is going vertical, more like a Bellevue or Seattle in our RFA, and the population is just growing. That's really one of the main challenges. We need to have enough resources and good people like the people that are just graduating our training academy to be able to fill available spots and to be able to connect with our growing and changing communities.
Yeah, I think that's, I know now our traffic, now even community traffic, they're trying to get the buses go into Linwood. So there's a lot of people visiting our area. That's really, really good.
Not just to live, but to travel to Seattle, yeah, and come home. Yeah.
And also I just heard you talk about to the cadets and talk about the diversity of the changings of the profile of Snohomish County. Maybe you can expand a little bit on that?
Yeah, Snohomish County is one of the fastest growing counties in Washington State. And I talked to the recruits earlier. You'll see some male and female recruits here, but diversity used to just mean gender, man or woman. People used to say firemen, it's firefighters. We have a lot of women firefighters, but what we're trying to do is hire people of all kinds of people. Diversity to increase inclusiveness with our communities and be able to communicate with those residents within our RFA. So if we can have people that closely reflect the different populations that we have, and one thing I talked to Commissioner Chan about, our growing Asian American community in the RFA, it's going to help us be better servants to our customers and our taxpayers. That's important to us.
Yeah， 其實咧，佢哋所謂消防員咧，其實好多咧係醫藥救護員嚟嘅，嗰啲仲緊要，因為佢80% 咧都係嗰啲人嚟嘅，所以如果你識講話或者咩咧，係一個一個好重要嘅。
仲有消防員唔單止淨係男仔喎，原來係女士都好需要嘅。
Right. So actually, one thing I want to clarify. A lot of the movie called Bad Draft, of course, Kurt Russell's or whatever the guys, they're 6'4", all muscles and all that stuff. Is that really all you're looking for, or is anyone can really apply?
I think anyone can really do this job if they have the determination, what we call grit. They just need to be able to try. You never know until you try.
And you do. Size?
I think so. I think you'll see. Recruit Saldano over there is just about your size. So what's different now, we actually apply some different hose handling techniques that have origins actually based in judo and jiu-jitsu, and being able to use your hip and your back, your core strength. You don't have to be 6'4" anymore to do the firefighting job. We have different hoses, we have different nozzles, and if you are active and you are a person that can enjoy a sport, you can probably give it a try and try to be a firefighter.
But
and
also,
they prove it here.
Yeah, but also paramedic now.
Oh,
those
yes.
are the more critical with your skill. And then I'm thinking, I think you talked to actually the paramedic, or they are extensions of the healthcare. Just like doctors and nurses, can you expand on that?
It's 85% of what we do, I mentioned, is emergency medical services. But the paramedics that we have, they're actually extensions of the doctor. They call the doctors in the emergency rooms. They have protocols. They're really the field eyes, ears, and hands of the physicians at the hospitals. And it's a great program. If you have interest in the medical field, you start as an EMT, but you only have to be an EMT for 1 year, and you can apply to be a paramedic. And that training is actually provided by our RFA through a partnership with Central Washington University, and all with Harborview with the University of Washington.
Can you explain what EMT stands for?
Oh, sorry. I owe him $1 now or a quarter because I can't use acronyms. So, Emergency Medical Technician.
So those are what they call basic life.
Basic life support, where a paramedic is an or emergency medical technician paramedic, and that's additional training. So it's a certification that you hold with the state of Washington.
其實呢個係一個好好嘅機會嚟嘅，等你哋可以又真係貢獻社會嚟救人，一個最緊要嘅。